Hey everyone, and welcome back. This week's recipe review is an instant pot chuck roast from Cook the Story. In just 60 minutes, it promises fork tender beef along with a rich gravy from the pan juices. If you love a good old fashioned pot roast but don't want to wait several hours for it to cook, then this may be the one for you. So stay with me and we'll get started. Okay, so this pot roast turned out beautifully and was very easy to make. I used a 2-pound chuck roast and pressure cooked it on high for 40 minutes, followed by a 10-minute natural release, which was perfect. One thing to note is to be sure to pat the roast dry with paper towels so you get a nice sear when it hits the pot. The gravy also turned out nicely and was easy to make. I had 3 cups of pan juices left over, and when I added the cornstarch slurry, I only had to stir it for around 1 minute and it was already thickened up. It also didn't need any additional seasoning as it tasted perfect as is. I served the roast with homemade mashed potatoes and honey glazed carrots. Everything looked delicious and I couldn't wait to dive in. You can see it really was fork tender. For the first bite, I wanted to taste the roast itself without any gravy. It was very tender and the seasonings were nicely balanced. It was absolutely wonderful, it just melted in my mouth. I could taste the rosemary, thyme, and red wine, as well as a hint of the Worcestershire sauce. I had some of the mashed potatoes and carrots, and they complemented the roast very well. Next, I wanted to show how perfectly the inside of the roast cooked. It was not only tender, but also wasn't dried out like a lot of pot roasts are. This was comfort food at its finest. Now it was time to try a bite with the gravy. It was absolutely delicious. It really kicked up the roast several more notches, and I had plenty left over. Overall, this is a 1,000-star recipe. It was the best tasting pot roast I've ever had. And the best part is the Instant Pot does all of the work for you. Instead of waiting several hours for it to cook in the oven, it takes no more than an hour with this method, and in my opinion, tastes better. I highly recommend giving this recipe a try. You won't be disappointed. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch my other reviews in my Instant Pot Recipes playlist.